Hi, how are we doing? Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday. It is the Sunday before Easter, right? Happy Sunday before Easter. How are you doing? How are you doing? It is such a pleasure and such an honor that we are doing this again today. If you've joined, please let me know that you've joined. I want to go and disturb the people in the other group that we have started. Let them know that we are live. Who is on? Drop a comment, okay, so I can see you and give you a shout out. Hello. I have a very amazing woman with me today. One of the most beautiful ladies I know, actually. Every time I see her pictures, I'm like, hey, God, na person picking be this. Y'all, wait until you see her. You've seen her picture, right? Wait until you see her. She's so fine. In fact, videos and cameras don't do justice to her beauty. But the interesting part is that she's not just beautiful physically, she's beautiful at heart. But wait till you engage her in a conversation. You will know that the both that people saw and the term beauty and brains came together, came to be. It is Messi Okeke that the beauty and brain was meant for. Hi, Onyu Fashion House. I see you watching. You're watching from YouTube, yes. Let me know where you're watching me from because I know, we are nomads here. You might be in Lagos. You might have been in Lagos last week, but now you may be in the UK. So as you're watching, as you're joining, and you're dropping your comments, let me know where you're watching me from. Okay, I'm super excited to be doing this with you, to have you on here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Only Fashion House is good to have you. Hello, Christiana. Good to have you here. Hello, Mrs. Oh, hello, Jessie. You're always here. I should start giving gifts to people who are consistent on this series. Like you're always here and always on time too. Thank you for being here. Who else is on? Give me your comments. Let me know where you're watching me from and I'll give you a shout out, okay? All right. Only Fashion House is watching from Lagos, Nigeria. Awesome. Are you the only person on YouTube? Those of you on YouTube, don't allow these people on Facebook to overshadow you guys. So hmm? Okay, Jesse is watching from Gombe State. Awesome. Good to have you here. All right, I'm not going to take your time. I'm going to just delve right in. That sounded AI-ish. I'm going to delve in to the conversation of the day. It's a very rich tapestry. Hi, Mr. Nathan. Good to have you. Hello, Chike Mara. Is it Mara or Mara? Good to have you. Always a pleasure to have you. You're watching all the way from Airport Road, Abuja. Awesome. Good to have you here. Jewel Precious Lawal. Good to have you. Olufemi Samuel. Good to have you here. Esther. Good to have you here. You're watching from Wanisha. Awesome. Okay, who else do we have here? Mohammed is watching from Liberia. Awesome. Tell me Victoria is watching from, oh, you're not watching from anywhere. Excited to gain more knowledge. I'm excited too because the person I have today, see, I cannot hype her too much. She's one of the ladies that, the very few ladies, because my admiration is not for everybody. One of the very few ladies that I really, really admire the way she does her things, And that's why she's on this show because she's been able to just be unique in her expression. And it's beautiful to see every single time. Every single time. All right, I'll go, Juliet. I see that you're watching. Good to have you here. Bello, Ka Kairat. Good to have you here. Watching from Ibadan. Awesome. Chamaka, good to have you. Samuel Tayo, good to have you here. Ago Juliet is watching from Enugu State. Awesome. Perpetua is watching from Anambra State. Oka to be precise. Awesome. Which part of Oka? I used to live in Amobia. Um, Chikemara is laughing. Okay. Favor Ngozi Chi, good to have you watching from Port Harcourt. I think Nigeria is well represented here. The states are well represented here. So let us get started already. If you're excited, let me know that you're excited. I will be reading the bio of our guest right now, and I need you to pay attention. See, there is something about bios, okay? When people write bios like this, it's not like the bios really capture what what the person is about or their essence. It's just a glimpse into um what they are about. Look who is here. Also, Mom Chibuzo Miriam is watching. She's watching from the United States of America. Hello, Ma. How do you do? How do you do, Ma? How's the weather over there? It's good to have you, Ma. Thank you so, so much. Thank you. Okay, so before I even introduce our guest, you know that we have Excellence Conference coming up on the 1st of June this year, right? Do you know that? Essence Conference coming up on the 1st of June 2020 for the physical one in Lagos. So if you are anywhere in Nigeria, in fact, if you're anywhere in the world, I need you to start making plans to be there. A lot of people are going to be there. The speakers that we have lined up for the Physical Essence Conference, they are essential. Somebody say essential. Our speakers are essential. When we release the banner or we start unveiling our speakers for the Essence Conference Lagos, you see what I'm talking about. For now, for you to get your ticket to the Essence Conference 2024 in Lagos, we have for now two tickets for you. The first one is the premium ticket, which is 10,000 naira, which is 15,000 naira, but you can get it for 10,000 naira. After this week, the price goes up because what's one of the things that's included in the package has gone up, so the price of the ticket has to go up. Okay, so if you want to get in, now is the best time to get in. The second one is, God, are you going to get access to the conference sessions, networking opportunities, free conference materials, a free copy of Dear Young One, which will be launched on that day, and access to event recordings. Okay. After that ticket, the second one you have is the gold ticket. This is where you are going to be getting everything in the premium ticket, but also exclusive access to the Essence Boot Camp that will be held the day after the conference. Okay. It is where all the juice will be spilled, like where I'll hold you by the hand with our guest trainer and put you through rigorous exercises and workshops and trainings that will help you to uncover what it is that is your essence and help you to find expression. All right. Yeah, so that is it. It's 50,000 naira, but for now you can get it for 45,000 naira. Okay, it is not going to be here forever, for your information. All right. And then if you're a group of five, I mean, people like to go alone, but why go alone when you can go in a group, right? So if you're a group of five, we have this ticket for you. You have 10% off your total registration fee. 10% off your total registration fee. Whatever you are paying, whatever package you're going for, when you are done paying, or when you are done calculating your payment, your fee, your ticket price, you get 10% off the total ticket price. Do you get it? So why pay 10,000 naira or 50,000 naira when you can pay less as a group? Does this make sense? And where do you make payment to? Well, you're going to make payment on this 1 minute. Make payment to this account detail showing on your screen here. Okay. Check for the name so that you are sure it is the account detail you're supposed to pay into. I'll be saying this. I don't want anybody to come on social media and start calling us out that they paid though, and we're not accepting their payment because the thing is you paid into a different account. So be sure that the account you're paying, the name you're paying into is Gemspert Solutions, okay, Wema Bank, and then the number there. And when you are done paying, send your proof of payment to this number here on your screen. to get onboarded. Okay, soon we'll be unveiling our website. This week we'll be unveiling our website. So get ready for the juice. Get ready. Get ready. Who is excited? Now that I'm done, I've taken that out of the way. Let us get on with what we have for today. So, my guest today is the one and only Madam Landlady. Hmm, no, no, you didn't get that. The one and only Madam Landlady. A lady that I love with all my heart. I cherish. She calls me her soul sister, and that is what she is to me too. I love her so much. The way we connected, it's just like it was divinely orchestrated, you know. And it's just been beautiful knowing her. So who is Mercy? Okay, I'm going to be reading her bio now. All right, Mercy Chinonso Okeke, also known as Madam Landlady, has been a dedicated real estate consultant and sales professional since 2018 in Lagos, Nigeria. In a country where over 22 million Nigerians grapple with housing challenges, both residential and commercial, Mercy Okeke stand as a beacon of change, redefining value with the real estate industry. Mercy is unwavering in her commitment to delivering decent and sustainable housing solutions. Mercy Okeke's passion extends beyond profit margins. She's an advocate for sustainable urban development across Nigeria and Africa. She passionately promotes eco-friendly construction practices, emphasizing their potential to improve our quality of life, elevate living standards, and critically contribute to our planet's preservation, aligning with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals (SDG 9, 11, and 15). She has been a real estate consultant since 2018, partnering with renowned real estate development companies in Nigeria, and has successfully served numerous clients across 5 continents of the world. Can anybody hear that? Mercy Okeke grants speaking engagements and sessions to educate real estate consultants and investors. She also uses her social media platforms to educate property developers, asset managers, and citizens on sustainable living practices. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, with a standing ovation. If you're sitting anywhere you are, stand and clap. But because I cannot see who is standing and who is sitting, with a clapping ovation, with a clapping ovation, help me and join me welcome the amazing, the beautiful, the fantastic, the phenomenal, the brainy, the talented Mercy Okeke, aka Madam Landlady. There she is. There she is. Hi, sis.
Oh my God. Good evening. It's so good to be here. You would like to have ah, you like to hype somebody too much. Good evening. So good to be here. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so so much for joining us, sis. I'm so honored that you're doing this with me. I know how busy you are, so it means a lot that you would carve out this time out of your busy schedule to be here with us. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so. Thank you too.
All right. So, I was just talking about you, and telling them how we met and all that. Look who is here, Mercy. Look who is here. Look here.
Oh my
Hi, Rick.
God. Oh my God. Hi, Rick. Oh my God. That's our collective daddy. Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Rick.
Hi, Rick. How are you? Good to have you. Thanks for joining us. All
So
right, sis. So I was just talking about you and how you have just really stood out in the real estate industry, right? In fact, before I start asking you the questions that I have here, let me know what's brought about the brand name, Madam Landlady. I have been very curious to know how you came about that name.
okay, so I serve in a very competitive industry. Like my competition is so saturated, right? So in 2018, 2017, 2018, I was working with a brand strategist, and I was looking for something that would help me stand out in my marketplace, right? Because if you meet 10 persons today, eight of them are doing real estate, right? So I was looking for a competitive edge, both in my both in creativity, both in the kind of content I put out, and then the name, and then my brand name. So I remember I was really praying. I was like, Holy Spirit, inspire me, because what name will I use? What name that would not be like Messi Okeke? So I tried
Yeah.
different names. I tried property HR, property expert. I tried different names, but it just wasn't giving me that thing I wanted. So in 2019, I was just randomly one day scrolling on Instagram, but and I was just randomly, mindlessly scrolling, and the name hit my spirit, Madam Landlady, and I was like, "This is the name." And immediately I went to, I checked all social media platforms. There was nobody bearing that name, so I immediately changed my name across all platforms. I spoke to my brand guy. We did a 90 days campaign, intentionally enforcing that name
Wow.
in the minds of. For 90 days, we were hammering on that name, and that was how these days people don't even remember I'm Messi Okeke. They're not like, oh, Madam
Yeah.
Landlady, you know I'm Messi Okeke.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how I got the name. It was spirit inspired, honestly. I won't lie. And then I did campaigns and all of that. But the idea was to have a name that will help me stand out in my very competitive marketplace. Yeah. So that was it.
You really are in a very competitive market and you really have stood out. I
Yeah.
love that name. Like, I'll be like, do you know Madam Landlady? She's my friend. I know her.
Oh my god.
Thank you so much for sharing that, sis. So let's
Yeah.
get on to the questions that I have for you today. So this is Essence pre-conference conversations, and Essence was initiated as an intervention, to battle or to combat the pandemic of inauthenticity in our world today. Right? You look left and you look right. Everyone is just doing the same thing, and even so-called content creators are creating the same kinds of content, and it's just the same old thing. Like, people are looking for breath of fresh air, and a million content creators, a million digital marketers, and they're all just following the same thing. Yeah, I know that we say follow what works, but when everybody is now following the same thing that works, I mean, it becomes too much. That's why cliche become cliches. The words were, or the quotes were once so useful that they became so overused, and then they became cliches. Not like they were not useful. They're still useful, just that they have become overused. And that's why they have become cliches, right? So that is what the Essence Project is combating, the the spread of inauthenticity and all that in our society. So the first question I have is, what does essence mean to you? Right? When you hear the word essence. So these questions I have for you are the same questions I've asked every guest that has come on this show. But the interesting
Okay.
thing is that everybody has something different to say. Like,
Differences. Yeah.
it's yes, it's more like we're looking at the same at the same object, and we're artists, and we are told to draw that object. It's the same object, oh, but our perspectives differ. So what we will present as our drawings will differ by very large margins. So I really want to know what comes to your mind when you hear the word essence.
Okay, so what essence basically means to me. So I think essence should be like a short form for the word essential. And essential means something that's
Hmm.
very, very important, like the most important part of a whole, right? So we are so many people in the world, and but your essence is that thing for me. It's that thing that makes you different. That thing that's your core basically. The part of you that if that thing is removed from your life, your existence should be questioned. So essence is that important
Mm.
of your life. So if like a car, right? The engine is like the most important part. So if you take out the car, if you take out the engine, the car is useless. So I think essence for me is that important thing, the whole reason why you exist. That without that thing, your existence should be questioned. I think that's it for me.
Mm. Mm. Hmm. Yeah. That essential part of your being, without which your existence will be questioned, or the absence of which your
Yeah.
existence or makes your existence questionable. Wow. Wow. That's really beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that. Um, how do you maintain authenticity both in personal and professional spheres? And what advice do you have for people seeking this balance?
How do I maintain authenticity in my personal and professional life? So first of all, I like to say that my personal life and my professional life is an extension of my personal life. So I'm not a different person in my house or among my friends, and I'm a different person at my job. So out of who I really am is how I function. So I'm not Mr. A here today, and then somewhere else I represent a different kind of person. I'm me, right? So I'm just this one person, and
Hmm.
every single is like an overflow of who I really am. Right. So one way that I maintain my being authentic, first of all, as an individual, before I am a realtor, before I'm a student, before I'm a wife or a mom or whatever I am first an individual. Right. So I have core values that's guiding my life. And that's on the basis which
Hmm.
I I draw my essence from. And that's how I really, really, maintain being authentic in this really crazy world. I have core values. And I'm grateful that I learned this thing very, very early. Before I even came online to, do my thing, I established core values that guide my life. And then it's the entire foundation on which I make my decisions, on which I make friends or engage in relationships, on which I do my business. All right. So my core values basically is the foundation of who I really am. So if I ever get to a point where I want to I want to make a decision or I want to do a particular thing, I'm not standing, I'm not confused. Or maybe there's a trend. There's always something that is trending, maybe in fashion, maybe in celebrity life or whatever. I'm not ever at this point where I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do, safe. I'm confused. No, whatever comes my way, I'm very quick to weigh them on the on the on the weight of my core values. So if my core values are like it's a no, I just know that this one is not even a case of a prayer point. It's not even a matter of asking God, should I twist this thing? Mm-mm. Just know that your core values should give you that red alert, no, or it's a yes. So I weigh everything basically on my core values, and it helps me make decisions. It helps me stay authentic. It helps me, make relationships and go about life as a young person. So my core values is it actually. And for anybody who is, really looking to, you know, put their whole life together and manage this whole balance thing. I think core values is everything. Core values first for me is everything, and you need to really do it early. You need to really, really do it early because the thing about realizing this thing when you have gone ahead or when you've really done a lot is that you will likely make mistakes. There's this thing I learned from John Obidi, and he was talking about one time during our night school days. He was talking about throwing banana peels into your future, and that's one thing I really, really learned from him. And before I even came on actively into the online space to build a personality for myself, I had to sit back and arrange my life in a way that 20 years from now, I have no bad record, not a single bad record anywhere. And I'm so intentional about it. Right now, I'm 28. Yeah, I'm 28 years old, and I have no bad record. You can scratch you can flip my entire life pages, and you will not find one thing to hold against me. It doesn't mean that I'm perfect. It just means that I learned very, very early to establish core values. And with those core values, if I ever get to a point in my life where I'm confused or not knowing what to do, all I have to do is open my core values. There are about six of them, and I look at the decision or decision and then my core values. Then whatever my core value says becomes the choice I make or the action I take. So it helps me maintain a very clean sheet. It helps me balance work and a very fast changing environment basically. And that's what I'm going to tell every young person: establish core values and not just writing them on paper. That this my core values is integrity, it is focus. You have to actually live it out. Let me give you an instance why core values is very very important. So if you're a student, or let's say you go to an event, the person will tell you, hold your bag so that nobody will steal your valuables. You can attend an event of like minds, even essence conference. You will still need to hold your bag very well because you don't even know who is who, so that your stuff don't get stolen. But you are an event where they assume they're all like minds. You're supposed to have sense, right? But you are being security conscious. But you forget that you go to the bank, maybe Fidelity Bank or any bank that you bank with, and you have hundreds of thousands in the bank. You just go there and you give it to them, and you are confident that you can go back there in the next 2 years or whenever, and your money is still intact. How come you trust the bank that you don't even know the owner of the bank? Let's be truthful. I don't know the owner of
Yeah.
Fidelity Bank, but my money is there, and I am so confident that I can go back there tomorrow and then I can withdraw my money. My money is safe, but I cannot trust the man by my side with my 1,000 naira in my bag. Why do you trust Fidelity Bank? Their core values and how they've been able to over time live out their core values. If you enter any bank or any company, the first thing you will see is their core values, their mission statement, their vision statement. So you see integrity, you see focus, you see excellence, you see trust. So all of those things that they have listed and how they've been able to live out those things over time will help you trust them with your money. So I'm bringing this thing back into our personal lives. If you have core values, you should be able to live them out. Don't just say, "Oh, my core value is hard work," but you are the most laziest Nigerian youth. So leave out have those core values and leave them. And some people can even trust you, so that in life you can be trusted with some kind of project and some kind of blessings. Have core values and leave them out, so that you won't be saying why God is blessing Mr. A, or why God is entrusting some kind of things to Mr. A and you're not getting those opportunities. Build core values and leave them out, and then you see how you attract opportunities that you think, oh, I didn't qualify for this, but hey, my core values, right? So I don't know if this is answering the question, but I really hope that it's making sense to somebody.
It made sense from the very first word.
Okay.
So I'm a very big advocate for core values, but I don't talk much about it. A very big believer in core values, right? I don't talk much about it. I don't blow the trumpet of core values enough because just like you said, core values are like your compass. That's
True.
what they are. At every point everywhere, anywhere you are on life's radar, and you want to take a particular path, you check your compass. Where are we? Should we continue? Are we still on track? You know.
True.
So
True.
this really brought a different light to this conversation, and I really love the direction it's going because we're talking core values. Now, I'm going to leave the questions I have for now and continue like this. So, talking of core values,
Mm.
you said you had to sit down to come up with your core values and all that. I was in a conversation with someone one time, and I asked him, "Can core values be created, or are they at, are they cemented to our personality?" So, for example, um, the person I am right now, the things I'm doing right now are as a result of the things that I value, right? But the person I want to be tomorrow requires that I have a different set of values so I can be that person. So, can I build values that are aligned with the person I want to be? Or should I keep on searching for values inside of me that may not even be existent? In fact, the one I have is the reason I don't have a good quality of life. Do you get it? So, and the person was like, I think you're not. I think he was very certain that you don't build core values; that your core values are inbuilt, they come with you and all that. But I have a different one. opinion to that. So let me know what you think. Are core values built? Are they inbuilt? Can they be created or are they inbuilt? It's more like we're having this conversation of nature and nurture controversy in psychology. Is
Yeah.
it environment that shapes a person or is it genetics? So let's talk about this. Are core values inbuilt or are they created?
Um, I would say I would say 60-40. I wouldn't really say core values are not inbuilt. But for me, the core values that I currently live by were actually not inbuilt. And
Mm.
this is not a matter of from my own mother's womb, he has formed me and he has known me. Mm-mm. This is a matter of when they gave birth to me, environmental factors playing out. This was not how I was before. So if I look at my 28 years old self and then I go back to my 16 years old self, it does not there's no there are things that I do those days, but I do them no more. Right? So I wouldn't say that core, but if core values were inbuilt, like Jesus Christ, we will come into the world and start preaching the gospel. We will come into the world as saints. We will come into the world, up and running. Nobody will be lazy. Nobody will be procrastinating. Nobody will be, what's the word? Nobody will be not have integrity. So I really don't think that core values is something that it's inbuilt. Of course, I think from your childhood, it comes from the kind of parental upbringing that you had. They just shape or influence your core values. So I don't think that they are inbuilt. You can have innate abilities. You may have things that come to you naturally. Maybe you are a writer. You woke up from 2 years old. You said those are skills. Those are like talents that can come to you naturally. But for core values, you also need core values to sustain those innate abilities. So if you're a writer, but you're a lazy person, but like let me give you an example. My younger brother, he's an amazing writer, a very amazing writer. But he will start today and not finish. And I'm like, if you are going to be a professional writer, you need to be able to sit your ass down and start something and finish it. So I had to sit him down and teach him staying power and will to do something, start,
Mm.
not procrastinate. So he had the skill of writing. He didn't even have to go through any course or anything. It just comes to him naturally. But he needed to develop core values that will help him build staying power to stay on a particular project. Because if he keeps saying, "Oh, I have the talent," but you don't build that staying power, you end up not getting jobs or opportunities. So as much as you have
Yes.
those talents which can come naturally, core values must be developed to be able to guide that plan or that desire for your life. So for me, core value is something that we develop over time. And I think that as we go further, as we grow in our career or in our personal life, your core values might change, could change,
Definitely.
right? So you need to stay flexible to that. Your core values could change. But in terms of if they are developed or if they are nurtured or by nature, I think they are nurtured and not something that comes to you naturally. Except you are the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who came into the world and started preaching the gospel from like 5 years old, you know, which we are not actually.
Thank you for that. So I like that you didn't say it is 100% one. The 60-40 balance it makes sense, even 50-50. I think 60-40, 60 for built core values and 40
Mm,
for natural, for
for
not inbuilt now, natural values that you acquired as a result of the environment you were born into. Because no matter how we look at it, our environment always affects us and influences where
yeah,
we go,
yeah,
right? That's why people would say, oh, no matter where you are going, always consult, look at where you are coming from so that you can be sure of where you are going. Because many people that I know charted the different course for their lives or for themselves because they don't want to have the experience of their past anymore. So the past always influences the future one way or the other. So yeah, core values can be are built and then there are also ones that come to you naturally. Thank you so much, my lady, for that. So, someone said, please don't end this program tonight.
how come I'm
Are
not
you
seeing
getting
notification?
value? Oh, good Lord. They are having a good time here. They are having a good time here. I'm so glad. Like, you don't know how much it means that somebody just mentions, they ask a question and you're hoping that somebody will kind of hit a nerve or just tap into that frequency in your head. That's what you just did with core values. And I'm glad you mentioned it. Thank you so much for that. Are you getting value? If you are, please, like I always say, share this to your friends. On Facebook, we get just 2 shares and you're not tagging your friends. Why? Even if you don't want to share, tag your friends, tag your people, tag everybody that should be a part of this conversation because it's going it's only going to get hotter from here on. So if you're on YouTube, copy the link to this session and share with your friends. Get them to join, get them to be a part of this. For 40 people are watching, thank you. But don't forget to invite your people because what's the point of being the only one who gets all this value among your network? I mean, it's not really that nice. You get? So the next question I have is, you've kind of answered this in your previous response, but I'll still ask. So I love you. I
Love you
love you
too.
so much.
Too.
I love I love the way you express yourself. I love the way you talk. I love the way you carry yourself, right? I love how distinct your brand is. Of course, the Madam Landlady thing. But apart from that, I just love the fact that you are authentic in your expression. And I say this because I've also come to know you up close to an extent. And just like you said, you are the same person. Out of the abundance of who you are, you express yourself. You're not a different person online and a different person offline. And it's really admirable to see the way you are just authentic, the way you are courageous, the way you are ambitious, you know. So I really want to know, you are very much connected to your essence. And I really want to know, have you always um, been this aware of who you are and walked fully in this awareness? Or if that's the case, I'd really love to know your background, your childhood story, because that can only happen in childhood, from childhood. If the answer is no, I'd really love to know at what point you decided to make a turn from who you were to the understanding of this person that you currently are in your expression.
Okay, so first of all, my childhood was amazing. Honestly, very amazing. You know, when a lot of people when they share their stories, like childhood story, you always hear this. Okay, maybe I mean, no offense to anybody. Maybe their family was poor, was raped. You know, dysfunctional backgrounds and all of that. That's, let's say, the average people always have that story. But I'm grateful
Yeah.
that the kind of family I came from the get go, I had uncles. I lived in the family house after my dad died. I mean, my family was very comfortable. So I didn't even really, we had the best of education, primary education. We had the best of environment to live in. We're like wealthy. Let me say wealthy quotes. 1995, 1994, 1993, and all of that. So my family was quite wealthy. We're
Mm-hmm.
doing very well. So I had good primary education. We're not exposed to environmental hazards. So all those environmental influences. My mom, we don't even have time to go out. We don't engage with the neighbors. So it was just church, school, house. So our environment was controlled. So also the influence of what could influence us, I and my siblings,
Yeah.
was very controlled. So that really helped a lot. And then when my dad died, then I was 9. I moved to the family house. My uncles, they're either pastors, entrepreneurs, chiefs. Everybody's doing leadership. Everybody is just fixed somewhere in their purpose. So I came into the family. In the family, people were already in their purpose, fulfilling their purpose. So
Mm.
my uncle is a reverend. If I turn right, my uncle is in leadership. If I thought I was, from my 9 years old, I was exposed to TD Jakes, exposed to Sabadeyemi, exposed to, all
Wow.
of these people, the whiners, the McClockys. So you were not exposed to Bamu Bamu Jiggy Jiggy, those Raz lifestyle. I wasn't exposed to that. So it formed my whole formative years was controlled. So it now guided my adult life, right? So I didn't have so much of a crazy upbringing. And then by the time I turned, it doesn't mean that when I turned 16, I didn't go at some point go crazy, wanting to
Of
explore at
course,
the
you're a
same
teenager.
yeah. So, but then, even though I wanted to still explore, the fact that my formative years, we already had some core values that had been established, it was easy for me to just, I'm not used to this. So you just come back home, right? So that's basically how
Hmm.
I was brought up. So I don't really have those crazy backgrounds and all of that. Everything was controlled thanks to my kind of family, amazing family. And honestly, I think I want to say this to every young person, uh, be so intentional about the kind of family you want to bring in your children. Be so My kind of family. I am so grateful. I don't have any dirty lifestyle. Say, oh, I did this thing when I don't have any history of whatever that is against ethical standards, because of the kind of family. My uncles, my grandmom, my mom, everybody was just in their purpose. And it's something I'm really grateful for. I know it may not be like this for every single person out there, but even you as a young person that's about to create your own generation, build your own legacy. Be so intentional about the kind of environment that you want to have your children in, so that you don't repeat the cycle, right?
Yeah.
Or repeat the pattern, whatever it is. So that's how my upbringing was basically. So it basically has influenced my entire um, adulthood. I'm 28 today, but I still have a mother who would flog me if I do anything. I still have this fear from my parents. I still know that if I try this thing, my mommy will kill me. And I'm like, are you an
Yeah.
adult? Well, I mean, an average 25 years old will say, I'm living my life. But for me, that things I cannot try, right? That things I cannot do because, if my grandmom calls me, your grandmom hears it, you are dead. So you just know that kind of family where everything is everything is controlled. My family is so
Yeah.
close. We are so close knit that let me not say this thing on social media. Let me not say it. But what I'm trying to say is that be so intentional by the kind of family that you want to raise your children in, so that you have less battles to fight. Actually, or your children also have less battles to fight in their lifetime.
Mm. Awesome. You made mention of something when you were talking. By the way, that was a really good answer. Thank you. I hope young people here will take note of that, really, and be intentional about where they're raising their children. I didn't have the same um
Kind of upbringing.
I didn't have the same experience that you had yet. Even though mine is kind of controlled, but not controlled. It's kind of in the middle. But I had a crazy experience as a young person. But as a mother now, I'm very intentional, right, about
Yeah.
the things that are around my son. He's 5 years old. And when I take him outside, people always ask me, Chinaza, how are you training this boy? Like, how?
I cannot.
He's so well mannered. So and he's outspoken at the same time, but he would not disrespect me even when he's fighting for his right. You know. I'm very much intentional. So at one time I was making my hair and my hairstylist was singing this song, Twe, 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 Twe. I had not even sat down. I've not even heard that song. I just heard people sing it, but I'd not heard even the real song. My hairstylist was because she does home service for me. She was singing Twe, 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 and Joshua being the kind of person he is, he's always around me whenever anytime I'm around, you know. So my hairstylist was like, Joshua, sing now. Don't you know how to sing it? He said, I don't know what song you are singing. She said it is twe twe. You say it like this, twe 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 twe. Joshua tried to say it. I looked at the lady. I said, this boy does not know this song for a reason. Hmm? He has his own reason. I have my reason he's not exposed to those kinds of songs. I am very intentional about getting him exposed to songs that uplift, songs that
Yeah.
have meaning. What is twe? What is twe? What are they twaying? And it's not for him at this age. If he grows and he decides to quit, he will not even decide. He may not even decide to because of the way I'm raising him. But I know I am doing my part as a mother to ensure a good influence. And I'm like, you will not sing that kind of song again. Do you hear me? She said, okay. And we started singing, look at my hands up. Keep my we started singing gospel songs because what? What is swear? That is intentionality in parenting. I see parenting as a ministry. And
Yeah.
I hope that more young people also do something about it because we cannot keep complaining about, for those who didn't have the best upbringing, we cannot keep complaining about our experiences and we are doing nothing to change the narrative. Everything that we are doing as young people is ensuring that the cycle and the pattern is repeated. Because if we continue the way we are going, our children also will grow to regret being born by us, or wish things were different. So if you really did not like the way you were raised, you can do something different. And it starts from you can't do it when you become a parent. It starts from now that you are unmarried. Even before you have kids, now that you're married, now that you just got married and you've not started having kids, do the work now so that when you have kids, they are born into a routine and a pattern and a system that makes sense or that's already working, and not you trying to now enforce values on them that they don't even see you living by. Because even
Yeah.
you tell your children to read. Joshua, I will tell him to read. In fact, he's the one that says, "Mom, you're always reading. You like book too much. You like book too much." So if I tell him to go and read, he will not tell me what I've not seen you read. He will go and read because he sees me read. So that culture, that pattern that we want to see in our children, we have to imbibe them so that it makes sense when the time comes. Thank you so much for bringing that up. We just left the topic of essence and we're here, but it's also part of it because it is essential that we give our children even a good environment that will house their essence as they are coming into the world. Thank you so much for that. That means a lot. So you said something about your 18-year-old, your 18-year-old self and your 28-year-old self. You said that if you bring your 18-year-old self and your 28-year-old self, that there's almost no similarity. I'd really want to know about it because you are talking about, you mentioned it when you are talking about your core values, right? So I really want to know at what point you really decide, okay, this is the person, this is the path I want to take, and this is the person that is required for this path, and this is identity I want to form for myself, and this is how I want to form that identity. Can you let us into that a little bit?
Okay. So let me use my upbringing as the pointer. So knowing that I was in this kind of family where all my family members, my uncles, were all doing well. So you see one person in leadership, you see the other one, he's an entrepreneur doing it for himself. You see the other one is a reverend. So I already had a picture of how a human being should live their life. Even if I'm not saying that was the standard or that's the standard, but judging by the kind of environment where I lived, you already painted a picture of how my life should be. Like, 'cause that was the only thing I saw. So I wasn't seeing somebody being a tout. So I didn't have an uncle who was wayward. So there was no wayward person around me. So when I see you are a pastor, you are an entrepreneur, you are in leadership, you are in career, it just told me, okay, so if I don't want to be a pastor, I can be a leadership person. If I don't want to be a leadership person, I can be a career.
Options.
Those were the options I had. I did not have anything contrary.
Yeah.
So it just told me that even if I want to misbehave with my life, I'm going to come back around. This is what is obtainable in my ecosystem. So, me being 18 at the time, I had left high school. I was still, I didn't go to the university early because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. So, my family is that kind of family where they want to tell you what to do. You know, that kind of educated family now. You must be a doctor. You must, because they too
Yeah.
were, let me
Yeah.
call it very I was saying, if you are going to force me, I know that you are doing well for yourself, but I also want to have my, I had a mind of my own, and maybe that was something I had in it, right? So I was like, okay, I know you are a standard for me, but I also have something I really want to do. So if you guys are going to sit down here and choose the kind of life that you live, I am not going to sit down and choose you. So that was how I didn't go to
Wow.
university because I just wanted to okay, yes, I won't go to school. Until they finally said, okay, so what I now did, I began to learn some skills. I learned makeup, I learned to fix lashes, I learned to fix nails. Crazy, right? I began to learn some skills like that. And I was doing good. I was making good stuff. Until they said, okay, just go and do it. I said, okay, now if I've left me, let me not go and do what I want to do with my life. And then professional life, by God's grace, found in 2021.
Your voice, your mic is, your audio is kind of twitching.
Back on and see if it makes any difference. Can you hear me? Is it better?
Yes, it is.
So I my 18-year-old self, I I wanted to even go
Okay.
my audio was
I can't hear you.
not using
So maybe you could exit the studio and join again, or maybe close StreamYard and join again and see if it works. Okay. Ah, my God, guys, how is this going? How is this going? Like, I'm putting so much value. I'm the host, too, but I'm gaining so much here. So much. So much. Thank you, Rick. I see Jude Princess is saying I've gotten so much value in these few minutes of joining. Awesome. I'm glad you have. Yes, be intentional about the family that comes out of you. It's very, very important. Rick, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the endorsement. It means a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, she is. So I hope she is able to rectify it and join us. I can't wait to have her back. So before we continue, this is the Essence pre-conference conversations, and we are getting ready for the Essence conference proper in Lagos, Nigeria, on the 1st of June 2024. Yes, you heard it right. The Essence Conference 2024, the physical Essence Conference, is taking place on the 1st of June 2024, and we are having amazing guests. We added one more guest to our list, and my goodness, you want to hear her talk. You want to hear her talk. She just said yes. And in fact, she said yes the instant we sent our invite. And I'm so honored that she would choose to do this with us. And there are several other guests that we have that you don't even want to miss their session. So, anywhere you are in Nigeria, even outside the country, plan to be at the Essence conference, okay? If you're in Lagos, particularly, you have no excuse to not be at the Essence Conference 2024 in Lagos, Ikeja, Lagos to be precise. The details, the particular venue will be communicated as time goes on. All right. So, right about now, I will have to talk about the tickets that you can, your passes for the conference or to the conference. The first one is the premium pass, which is 15,000 naira only, but it is early bird discounted for 10,000 naira. Okay. Hey, the price increases by the next conversation. This price is not going to be 10,000 naira. So if you want to be a part of this now, this is what you're going to pay. Okay, 10,000 naira. If you look down there, you're going to see the account details that you pay into. You can take a screenshot of what's on your screen right now, or you can hold on until I flash the um the account details. Okay, our guest is back and I'll be bringing her on shortly. The next ticket is the gold ticket. This ticket gives you access to the exclusive Essence Boot Camp. Okay, in addition to everything on the Essence Premium package, which is access to events and keynote presentation, networking opportunities, free conference materials, a free copy of Dear Young One. You'll be getting priority sitting at the event, and you'll be getting exclusive access to the Essence Boot Camp, all right, with myself and our guest trainer. This is where I'll hold you by the hand and share with you practical insights. Of course, I'll share a couple of them during the conference, and our guest also will do justice to this. But at the boot camp, that is where I'll unpack everything that will help you to live a life of essence. Okay, from discovering what it is that is your essence to crafting the system that will sustain that essence and the courage, helping you to build the courage that you need to manifest that essence. That is why we have essence on earth, embrace, and manifest. All right. So at the Essence Exclusive Bootcamp, I will be training you with our guest trainer on how to fully manifest your essence. Okay. Then we have the group ticket, which is 10% off total registration fee. Okay. If you're a group of five and above, you get 10% off your total registration fee. And every ticket, every pass that you paid for, you're going to be getting full benefits of your respective pass categories. Okay. So as a group of five and above, you can come together with your friends and decide to pay, sorry, get discounts. Okay. Then where do you pay into? Where exactly do you pay into? You pay into this account details showing on your screen now. Wema Bank, Gemspert Solutions. Please confirm the name before you make payment. And when you're done making payment, send your proof of payment to this phone number here for onboarding. Okay. This coming week, we are going to be unveiling our website. So get ready. Get ready. Are you ready, Lagos? Are you ready? People are planning to come to Essence Conference from different parts of Nigeria. Oh. So if you're in Lagos, you must not allow them to overtake you. Do you hear me? Lagos people, can you hear me? All right, our guest is back and I'm bringing her on stage right away. Welcome back, my lady.
Sorry, I don't know what happened, but I'm sorry.
We are glad to have you back, doesn't matter.
Okay, so
All
where did
right. Yeah, you were talking about your 18-year-old self, you finally deciding to go to university to do what you want to do. Like
yeah,
you,
so
when your family was telling you what to do and you said you weren't going to go to the university until you started learning skills and they left you alone. I think that's where we were before.
yeah, yeah. So I was kind of a very stubborn person. I had a mind of my own. So even though my family wanted to choose what I wanted to do, I said I wasn't going to have you guys do that to me. I wanted to do what I really wanted to do. They insisted. So I went on to learn skills, and that was my first time coming out to the real world, having to fend for myself. Not like fend for myself that way you guys think, but having to learn something that is directly outside controlled influence of people and making money for myself. That was my first time actually venturing out, and I learned different kind of things. Streets, the actual streets, street life. That was my first time, and then I know that being up all my life from 1 year old to like 16 years old, I had this controlled life. Then coming out at 17, 18 years old to a different kind of lifestyle completely, it helped me build independence. Right? I became independent. I needed to make money. Made me have this entrepreneurial spirit. It built my entrepreneurial spirit. So that was it for me. And then that my 18 years old coming down to like 22 now shaped my entire adult life. So the two knowledge from family upbringing, controlled environment, and then your own personal uncontrolled environment in quotes, but still having your
Mm-hmm.
foundational upbringing to still guard your has formed my entire adult life. So I have the both knowledge and both family well trained, good home training, and then having the street wise street wisdom. One of those parts of learning has shaped my entire adulthood, and I think it's something that every young person should have. Not really. So long as you are able to, you know do what is right, and not take
Yeah.
advantage of exposure to the world, right? So that's it for me. I have both knowledges, and it's helping me. So even as an adult, I know when to be accountable, know when it's time for family, know when to listen to my mom. And then, as an entrepreneur who is in Nigeria and the harsh weather condition of working in Nigeria, I know when to activate my street wisdom and give you a guy who will drag this thing. You understand? So that kind of
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
just both knowledge coming together, it's just helping me navigate life.
Wow. Wow. Listening to you is such a delight. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us. Okay. Um, so we're in a digital era, right? Content creators, whatever, in fact, consultants, whatever field that you can imagine now can be can have an online aspect to it. But then, like I said when we started, we see a lot of people doing the same thing, right? Utilizing the same strategy, utilizing the same tactic, building the same systems, using almost the same words, the same script. Like it's just the same thing. And there is this thing about conformity, right? You see that, okay, this is what this person is doing. I want to do it. It seems that that is what is working. But then we neglect our own personalities, our own natural abilities. I strongly believe that when we go against our natural abilities, it's more like swimming against the gradient of life. Okay. And what I find very easy to do, but because you are inspired to do it, and even though it does not align with who you are and your essence, but you're inspired to do it, you will require more work than I would require to get that thing done. So we see a lot of people on this social media doing the same thing over and over again. And in the name of inspiration, they are just repeating, they're just copying and imitating their role models. And even for the well-meaning people, those ones that are given to personal, oh, I want to get better, I want to develop myself. You behold someone to the extent where your own identity almost becomes blurry. In fact, it becomes non-existent because you are trying to adopt the identity of this other person. And there's something that Jinobidi would say. He says, "Don't don't glorify the God in others and neglect the God in you, because God is very we have a very jealous God." So how do people balance? There's a way I wrote it here. How do you balance, or let me rephrase this? How do people balance the need for authenticity with the expectations and demands of the digital verse in their respective industries? Like, how do they balance the need for authenticity with the expectations and demands, of their industry or field?
Okay, balancing the need to stay authentic, to stay in your own, to stay, to be who you really are, right? One thing I always like to say is, as a young person, when I wasn't really sure of what I wanted, there of course, if you even in the kind of environment you find ourselves, even if you don't know what to do, environment will teach you what to do, right? So it's easy for you to just be influenced and I don't know what to do. Let me just do what the person is doing. So you need to get to that point where if you're ever at this point, I still had that like last month. I had it last month, and I had it like 2022. I had this. I was at that point where I didn't know, not like I didn't know what to do, but there's a path that God was leading me through, and I'd overstayed my welcome in my industry. I'd overstayed my welcome in a particular phase of my life, but because I was comfortable, right? There are things that come to me naturally. my industry. So I was like, people are hailing me, Jagaban of this thing. I was so good at it. You can wake up at midnight and I'll start telling you that thing. But me, I knew because I was being led by God that, let's say, at this point, you have overstayed your welcome. It's time to move up higher. But because moving up higher is challenging, it's a different level of mental work. I said, no, I will not do it. So I began to decay in my current phase. People is
Mm.
Madam
Mm.
Landlady. But me, I knew that this phase I was playing small already. But I was struggling with stepping into a new environment. Where do I start from? So I continued to play small. But when it was time to move, by the time you get to that point where even in your deepness, you know you are shallow. God told me to take upon that cross on my shoulder and just move. So if you're ever at that point where you have to choose between being your authentic self or just doing what the crowd is doing, one thing I like to do, I like to disappear. I like to find solace. What's it called? Solitude. I practice solitude because many times you don't know what
Yes, yes. Say it again. Say it again.
practice,
Say it
practice
again.
solitude. Practice solitude. It will help you find yourself. Practice solitude. It will help you find yourself. So if I ever find myself in a place where I'm trying to copy somebody or imitate somebody, I take like 2 days off. I stay in my house. I don't go anywhere. Thankfully, my kind of job doesn't require me being at work every day. I stay in my house. If I don't have anything to do, I just sit there and be looking because I don't ever want to
Yeah.
get to that point trying to do what Chinazapego is doing. So I practice solitude. I return to my core and I pray and I read and I study. I don't have to do anything. So when it comes to working with God, you're not trying to impress God. In fact, God is okay with you just staying and doing nothing than you going out there to do what He did not
Yeah.
send you to do. Okay, so I practice solitude a lot. So if I ever find myself where I'm trying to copy, I withdraw. If you are self-aware, your body or your intuition, I don't know how you can want to put it, your spirit will tell you that you are leaving your place
You
of
will know.
you will know. You except you are indisciplined, except you don't want to be responsible or you don't want to be accountable. You will
Yeah.
know when you are leaving your essence. You will know if you are self-aware. And that's why you always talk about being more self-aware, getting to know yourself more. We should all do that, right? So if I ever get to that
Yeah.
point where I'm trying to copy or imitate, I just I just go back. And then I ask myself, what is that thing that you are avoiding? Because the moment you want to be someone else,
Mm.
is you running away from what you should actually be doing. Because what you should be doing is much more harder. It's easy to copy somebody,
It's
very easy to
hard.
copy, but it is harder.
Ah.
It's a whole lot of
Yes.
work for you to sit down and create something. And it's not because you lack the ability to
Yeah.
create that, but you are just being lazy. The devil know how to just hold us down in
You lack the
mediocrity.
discipline.
The devil know how to
Yes.
keep us in mediocrity.
Yes.
So he will make you see that point in your life where in the morning you wake up, you have a to-do list though. There are the important things that you must do in the morning. But no, you will leave those hard ones. You will go and say, oh, let me stay on WhatsApp. Let me upload status. Because those ones are easy for you to do. But to sit down and create content is much more harder work. But sitting down to upload meme on WhatsApp is easier. You now choose that easier part. So whenever you find yourself choosing the easier part, ask yourself, cause and effect. Actions have consequences. What is that thing that I'm leaving behind? What's that thing I'm avoiding? Ask yourself questions. Tell yourself the truth. What is that thing I am avoiding? And what are the consequences of me avoiding this thing? If I don't do this
Ah.
thing,
Ah.
what will happen? If I do
Ah.
it, what difference will it make in my life? And if you decide to be responsible and give yourself sense, you will only you with your own adult self will go and do what you need to do. So if you're ever copying somebody, it is you running away from your actual responsibility, and that's you being irresponsible. It's as simple as that. If you are copying somebody, you are being irresponsible to create. If you are imitating somebody, you just like to be not be accountable to anybody for anything. So I know it's a lot of work. I know it's a lot of mental energy to get creative and stay in your essence. But ask yourself, what are the
Hmm.
consequences of me not doing this? Imagine how many people get to learn from what you are doing. How many people get to be inspired or whose life you get to change when you decide to do that thing. What are the consequences? So I'll give you an instance. In my business, one of the primary way I sell properties, right? And one of the primary way I make sales, like the primary way I make sales, if I make a content to educate people, just one content on how to know the right place to buy a land, I have like 5 people in my DM asking me I want to buy a land.
Wow.
So I know that if I don't make a post to educate you, I am losing my customers. I'm losing customers, me losing money. So me, I will create
Yeah.
the content for you. So it's like that part of my business where that gives me the money, and the money is important. So the day I decide that I'm not creating content again, I'm losing customers, I'm losing money. So nobody will tell me to sit my ass down. So think about what you are losing by not doing what you should do. So if that thing you are losing means anything to you, nobody will tell you to go and do that thing. Nobody will tell you to stop being responsible. So that's
Let's
just
share
the
the grace. Let's share the grace in
grace of
fellowship.
our Lord Jesus Christ.
Jeez. Jeez. See, you literally, yes. My followers will be like, they're saying literally. In this part, literally is very, very correct. You literally saved the best for the last. I
Oh,
almost stood up. If I was Jennifer Hudson, I would have thrown you
oh,
my shoe.
I
Ah,
swear.
gosh, that was so spot on.
Glad, I'm glad, I'm glad.
Gosh, yes. See, this is the best way to put it. When you find yourself, ah, Rema.
Calm down.
When you find yourself copying another person, it is you running away from yourself. Ask yourself, what are you trying to avoid? That is so spot on. Like, you made mention of a to-do list. There are some days that I wake up like this. I have my to-do list.
Mm-hmm.
Mercy. But I'll not do anything on that to-do list.
Because
So
it's hard.
for me to not feel like I am being unproductive, I'll go and
Mm-hmm.
start working, but not anything on that to-do list. So I might decide that that is the day that my whole house will be cleaned,
Exactly.
just so that
Exactly.
I will not do what's on that to-do list.
That's the
I
day you
might
start doing.
decide that yes, yes. I might say that okay, this 1 hour now, I want to use it to watch a very educative podcast or a very interesting TED talk. It is not on my to-do list. I just don't want to feel like I'm not productive. But if we can have the discipline to do the tough work, I love that you mentioned solitude. Like a lot needs to be unpacked from this particular response you gave. Solitude. I plan to, if not for the Essence conference that I'm planning, I would have taken a very long break after my exams. I finished the exams last week. I would have taken at least a month break from social media just to go back because I know that I need there's some work I need to do. I need a certain level of clarity that I'm not getting right now because of everything that I'm doing at the same time.
Any activity.
Yes, I'm saying this now openly so that those of you that think coaching has ever has it all figured out will know that I don't have it all figured out, right? I, if not for the Essence conference, I was telling my friend, if not for this conference that I have to show up, if there was a way to outsource these particular conversations to somebody, I would have done it because I need to get back and know exactly what next step I need to take, you know. So ask yourself, what are you trying to avoid? That is so powerful. So
What's the
powerful.
consequence?
Thank you so much.
Consequences of
What's the
avoiding that?
consequence? I was reading a book by Brian Tracy, No Excuses. And it says the importance of a task is measured by the consequences, by its consequences.
Yes.
The importance of a task is measured by its consequences. If it does not have any consequence attached to it, it's not important.
True. True.
And when you
True.
count the cost of what you stand to, when you count the cost of you not performing that task, just like you said, you teach your adult self to go and do what you need to do because that consequence is enough to drive you to get you off of your feet
Exactly.
off from the floor.
Exactly.
Gosh,
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you. I have just two more questions for you,
Okay.
and we'll go. When do you feel most connected to your essence?
When do I feel more connected? When I'm alone. When I'm alone, and then when I'm doing what I should be doing. When I'm alone, I feel like it's a time for me to rejuvenate, time for me to learn, unlearn, unpack some, check my heart, check my mind, check my actions. What have I done? Who have I hurt? What did I say? Check how I'm really feeling. That's one. And then secondly, when I'm doing what I should be doing. Now, how I judge what I should be doing is I have four things, four C's. How I judge what I should be doing. So number one is conviction. What's that thing that I'm very, very convinced? I'm convinced of a particular thing. Like my conviction is so strong. The same way we are. Why are you laughing? The same way. So my conviction is like
It's
very
when we say soul connection, this is it. I don't even know how to explain it right now. Like
okay.
this, whatever it is that you're saying now, I already wrote it down. Like in a
Oh,
separate sheet. It's it's uncanny. Please go ahead.
okay. So how I feel most connected to my essence is when I'm alone. That's one part. And then secondly, when I'm really functioning in those things that I'm most convinced about. Now, when I say what I should be doing, I'm talking about what I'm most convinced about, what I'm most competent at, what I'm most confident of, right? And then the fourth one is conviction, competence, confidence, and consistent. Yeah, these are the four things that I use to judge if I'm doing what I should do. So my conviction checked, right? Number two, my competence means that I need to continue learning and educating myself, developing my knowledge in particular thing I should be doing. Number three, being confident of that, building my confidence, being so audacious about doing what I should be doing. So confidence in the way I speak, in the way I show up. And then number four is consistency. So those four things, consistency. So when I say, oh, I am, this is what I do, and I feel like, okay, God said, in quote, God asked me to do this, or people will say this is what I'm passionate about, or this is my career. I like to ask, this thing you have chosen to be your career, or this thing that you say is what God said you should do, are you convinced about it? Are you competent in that field? Are you confident of that? And number four, are you consistently doing that thing? These are the four things that I check, and then I know that, okay, if I can say yes to all these boxes, then I know that, okay, I am functioning at my optimal or my maximum capacity. So that's basically when I feel like I'm doing well, if I should use that word, or being authentic. Yeah.
You are doing well, my sister. You are doing well. You're doing phenomenally well. Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Thank you
This
too.
has
Also fun.
been um enlightening to say the least.
Thank you.
And the comments we
True.
have
Chidi,
lots of comments here. Lots. Lost as in lots of them. Elijah Otto is here. Hi
hey.
Elijah, good to have you.
Hi, Elijah.
Yes, he's here. Thank you guys for joining. It has been really enlightening, and it's enlightening. Every other thing, every other adjective I would have used can be can be put into enlightening. Thank you so much. So the last question that I have for you is, what legacy do you want to build as a result of you staying true to your essence?
What legacy do I want to build? Hmm. So, the legacy I want to build is there of one that stayed. It's a legacy of somebody of that woman that had this staying power basically. So in a world where we have so many hit and run visionaries, So many people want to go by the trends. Oh, this was trending. Let me
Hit
take.
and run visionaries.
So if you're an entrepreneur, today they say it's crypto that is trending. You run and you're doing crypto. Next tomorrow it's forex that is trading, that is trending. You run and go and do forex. Next tomorrow is a skit that is trending. You are running to go and do skit. So you have people who are just doing anything, and they will tell you that they are pivoting. They will tell you that they are evolving. I'm not saying you don't evolve, oh.
That they're
I'm just saying
adaptable and flexible.
we're done. But in a world where we have this too many hit and run visionaries, I want to be remembered as that one who was convinced about something
Stayed.
and stayed. Who stayed. Even if I don't be the wealthiest woman on earth, I don't even have such kind of aspiration. Or maybe I'm the one of the most amazing. Even if I don't have those things, I want to be seen as that person who chose a path for herself and stayed. And today, I'm grateful that I'm even having such kind of feedback in my personal life. A lot of realtors in my industry that are, oh, they say, oh, Messi, you inspire me, Messi, you mentor me. One thing that they keep saying is you have the staying power. And that's because
Hmm.
by the help of the Holy Spirit, I've learned that there's a level of sustained effort that it takes to build something that will stand the test of time. So many people start a business and say, oh, 3 months is not working. 6 months, I am tired. You move on to the next thing because you feel like, oh, you're not getting results. But you forget that you went to school, university for 4 years, 5 years, studying a particular course. Why didn't your lecturer give you all these things for 1 month and ask you to go? There's a level of sustained effort that it takes to build something that will stand the test of time. It's not built in 2 months. So you go to school 4 years or 5 years or 6 years, and then you study a particular course and you graduate. You're not practicing that course. You did accounting, but now you're selling hair on Instagram. And then you say it's not working. But you forget that you spent 4 years doing a course that you did not practice. What happened to that staying power? What happened to giving your business or whatever it is you want to do that level of sustained effort and see if it will not yield the kind of results that you want? So that's what I want to be remembered for. A woman that chose a path for herself, was convinced about it, and stayed till the end. And if that's the only thing I'm able to achieve, I am grateful. But there's no way you will stay in a particular place doing the right thing, of course, and not build a life that is worthy of emulation or build a life that will be remembered when you are, long gone. And I think that's it for me. That's it for me.
Before I say anything about what you just said, Elijah, look at who is saying some of us did not hop
You see
into
the
the AI trend.
I
Look
agree.
who is talking.
Like has
Look,
been consistent. Be coming into people social media, like coming on social media to build your brand, like Elijah Auto inspired that I am out here today building a brand and doing something for myself. Elijah Auto was like, taught me to use Canva, video editing. He really pushed me to adopt all these tech tools. If not before, I was so tech, very, very tech uninclined. But Elijah Auto is that man for me that has taught me from using Canva to using different apps to create content and all of that. He's that guy. Thank you, Elijah.
and he's saying he did not hop into the AI trend, though. He did not hop.
I agree.
He
I
just
agree,
walked
sir.
into the trend. He did not hop
I
into
agree.
it.
Elijah is the
Staying
Tanzania
power.
staying power.
Staying
Yeah.
power. That is so powerful. I think for myself too, you just talked to me. I don't have that much staying power. I'm this kind of person that I plan things, but like a Proko doctor will say, life does not work the way it works in your head. So when I plan things, I expect them to go the way I've planned. Nothing should even try to shift the plan a little
Goalpost.
bit. If anything does change that plan, I am destabilized totally, you know. So I'm at that place where I am building the mental capacity to sustain my efforts at a thing.
Yeah.
I'm saying this openly because I am not giving any of you guys watching me, oh Chinaza, you inspire me. You think I am perfect. Chinaza favor is far from perfect. I'm human just like you. So anything you see me do online is me pushing myself, to do what I need to do against my natural inclinations. It's me staying true to my values for the person that I want so I can be the person that I want to be. So that staying power, you all should take note of this. You guys should take note of this face. This Mercy Okeke, because 20 years coming. We will know her as Africa's leading real estate queen.
Amen. Amen.
I don't have any doubt about it. I don't have any doubt because your conviction is almost tangible about what you're doing, and it's very admirable. And the fact that you've built the staying power, I need to come for classes because I need to learn from
Please
you
go
how
ahead.
you're able to build this. I, I would need it. I need it a lot. You know. Thank you so much, my lady, for sharing. We already wow, 1 hour
So,
25 minutes. I can't believe it.
so let me just chip something in before I leave about the. I don't know how you want to do this, but I know you mentioned somebody that has been so consistent uh, for like the beginning of this um conversations. I don't know if she's in Lagos and wants to attend the conference. I'm willing to pay for her to attend the conference. So I think that you mentioned there's a 10,000 naira ticket. I don't know. I'm trying to go through your
Yes.
page. A 10,000 naira ticket. So let me just do two persons. Anybody you choose, I'll just pay for the
Oh,
two of them to attend. That's if they're in Lagos or I don't know. I mean, just two persons, and then I'll
oh,
have them at I'll
thank
come in two
you.
because why not? Yeah, so two persons should just come and I'll take care of that.
Thank you so much, my lady. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, so there is this culture that we have here where the the current guest leaves a question for the next guest without knowing who the person is. So
Okay.
our last guest dropped a question for you without knowing that you will be the person joining, right?
Okay.
And after you answer her question, you're going to drop a question for our next guest, and you don't know who the person is going to be. So the
Nice.
question that our the question that our last guest dropped was, if you could go back to your 15-year-old self or to your 10-year-old self, what or if you could go back 15 years ago, what would you do differently? Or what three things would you do differently?
15 years ago, remove 15 years from my age, I'll be 13. That was 13.
You'll be
I was
13
still very
years.
young. Still very young. At 13, I had not really.
Or we can rephrase it to a younger version of you, whatever age that means to you. Yeah.
A younger version of me. Let me say, uh, 10 years ago. Let me say 10, 10, 12, or 10, 15, 10 to yeah, 10 years ago. I would say this might be crazy, but um I wouldn't date so quickly. I wouldn't have a boyfriend.
So hushed.
So I had my first relationship when I was 16. No, yeah, 15, 15 going to 16. That was where I had my first boyfriend and girlfriend. And even though we claim that, oh, you're still young, now, small picking, I still see how that garbage from that um, relationship altered some things in my teenage years, right? I don't have any regrets, but I still feel like I'm very, very concerned about having a clean sheet, a clean slate. Of course, which I do have, but I'm the kind of person who I want to be perfect. That's what I really want. Leave me alone. I want to be perfect. But then God knows that we can't all be. But me to myself, I want to be 100% perfect. I'm a perfectionist. It must be clean. It must be stainless. So when I look back and see how that relationship early in life exposed me to some things that I felt like if I wasn't dating this person, I wouldn't be exposed to that thing. But even though I was exposed to that, and I know I learned the lessons. But I mean, I could have done life without being exposed to those things. So I wouldn't start dating. That's one thing. Said three things, Abby. I won't start
Yes.
dating. Number two, what's that thing? I think that like that's one thing I want to tell my younger self. Don't be exposed to men. Men. I mean, no apologies to the guys here. Oh. I'm not saying people are bad people, oh, please, oh. But I'm just saying I will not get myself involved with a man early. Especially when like get married. Not like you are doing anything reasonable. No? Yeah, I would have loved to wait till I'm aware, till I'm at this level of knowledge where I am now, and I can make right decisions, ask the right questions, you know. So I think that's probably the only big regret, if I can call it that, that I have. I don't remember anything that I want to change. I mentioned earlier that I had a very beautiful upbringing, right? I don't really have anything. Okay, another thing would be that I would go to school early. I would go to university early. I'm currently in my final year in public knowledge, but I mean, you guys are hearing that for the first time in public. I'm in my final year, and I'm 28, right? And I see how it's so difficult for me to balance work, my work is very challenging. And then there's school, which you understand how Nigerian universities very, very strenuous. So I'll go to school early. Even though I console myself with the belief that, oh, me not going to school early helped me to choose the right course, because I didn't want to have this life where what you study in university is not what you are practicing in real life. I know that what I'm studying is what I am practicing, is helping my business, helping my career path, but I still wished that I had had this thing done and dusted, because I'm currently 28, and whether I like it or not, the opportunities that I'm exposed to every single day is lessening. Because tomorrow you see a job and they tell you it's open to 22 to 25, and I know that, oh, they have already taken me
Yeah.
out of the market. So I would really want to go to school early, be done with that. So that's number two. What again? I don't know.
The fact that you have to even think really hard. The fact that you have to think really hard to know what you would have changed or what you would change is admirable. I have to say that. It is beautiful the experience that you've had, the upbringing that you've had, and the life that you have lived for yourself. And like, just take your flowers in public. Well done. Well done. Like,
Thank
it's a flex. It's not about saying, oh, I don't want to sound proud. It is something to be proud of, actually.
you.
And to be acquainted with someone with this level of awareness and control over their decisions and life choices, it is amazing. Just take your flowers. I love you even more for that. Well
Thank
done, really.
you.
Well done. Um, I think that's the last question I have for you, and I don't even feel like letting you go. Now, that is very selfish of me.
Well,
Thank you, sis.
thank
Thank
you.
you. Please, what do we say to our guest before she leaves? What do we say to our guest? Give her
Mr. Rich,
flowers now that she can hear you. Mr. Rick could
thank
not hear you. Your audio was in and out. Um,
you. I don't know.
but hopefully the replay will be better. Thank
Hopefully.
you. Elijah says, thank you, Mercy. Thank you so, so much. Thank you. Esther says, we love you, ma'am. We
Love
love
you
you
too.
too.
Love you
Esther,
too.
Elijah wants to enjoy you with heart today.
Elijah, so good to have
Bello
you. Thank you,
says,
Bella.
thank you so much, Madam Landlady. Thank you. Thank you for giving me your time, for giving us your time, for all the insights.
Alright, to
Please,
you.
y'all, you know that you can't just watch this now and it is it. No, you need to watch the replay because there are so many gems that she drops tonight and you don't want to pass them by or you don't want them to pass you by, right? Thank you, my lady, for giving us your time, your insight, your energy, your beautiful face and your beautiful smiles. I love you so much, sis. Thank you for
So,
doing this with me. Please, how do we connect with you?
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm everywhere. TikTok, you find me. Anything called social media platform, I'm there. You know. So
Wow,
Messi Okeke actually on Facebook and LinkedIn. Messi Okeke, Instagram at Madam Landlady Madam
of
Landlady.
course.
TikTok, every other place at Madam Landlady. The Madam is Madame May, like the French spelling of Madame.
The
Madame May,
yes, yes, yes.
Madam underscore Landlady. Yeah, that's it. And I'm the only one.
Madame.
Hello.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank you. Everyone is saying thank you. Thank you. I just want to spotlight all of them to you so that
You.
you know that we really got value from your session. Thank
Hey,
you so much.
Sunday.
So authentic. Someone says
Hello,
it.
Lara.
So authentic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Oshodi
you.
says you're awesome, Monsieur Okeke. You're such an inspiration. I really connected with you.
Thank
I'm
you
glad you
so
did. Thank you,
thank you.
sis. I'll let you go now, okay? I don't know if you have any
So
final words to say before you say goodbye.
I'm like I'm just like I don't know what to say, but I really want to see as many of you at the conference June 1st, right? Is it June or July?
Yes.
June
June.
1st.
June.
Yeah, I'm honestly looking forward to the main event, and if you're here, please try to be there. I mean, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. So see you all there.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't even want to let you go, but I have to. I have to. Bye, my lady.
Right.
Yeah. Hi. Gosh, that was phenomenal. That was beyond what I expected. Yeah, I expected a very enriching conversation because, of course, Mercy is who thinks that she is. But I wasn't expecting this level of depth and richness in the conversation. It's just beautiful how she was able to, connect with everyone and share her thoughts so beautifully. And her quest to have a clean sheet. Like how many? Oh, I forgot to ask her question for our next guest. Oh my goodness, I'll have to get that from her inbox. I'll get that from her inbox. Um, the fact that she said, I want to have a very clean sheet. Like, how many young people can say that? We're all about experiencing and then learning from experiences. But she's like, I don't think I need the experience. I can do life without the lessons and without the experience, right? There's some experiences you just shouldn't have or you shouldn't worry yourself about having. Wow, that was really beautiful. Thank you so much. Elijah says electrifying. I agree. That was really, really beautiful. I'm glad you all enjoyed the session. So, again, the Essence Conference 2024 comes up on the 1st of June. Um, yes, in Ikeja, Lagos. If you are in Nigeria, make your way, like plan to be there. And our guest beautifully um, offered to pay for 2 persons, to pay for the premium ticket for 2 persons. So I'll be picking at my discretion. I'll be making a post to that effect tomorrow, and I'll be picking at my discretion. Okay, and it is strictly for those who watched this session. Yes, I can't give that benefit to people who were not here. So I'll make a post. Keep your eyes out on my page for the post. Okay. So if you're here, this is the conference. We are not putting out the flyers yet, but this week we will be unveiling our website for the conference. Anticipate that. Here we have the 10,000 naira ticket. It is 15,000 naira, but tonight and before the next session, you can still pay 10,000 naira. On Sunday, the reviewed price is what will be shown here. It will not be 10,000 naira again because even a copy of Dear Young One that you'll be getting is 10,000 naira on its own. So it's more like you're paying for the book and then you are coming to the conference. Do you get? So if you want to be a part of this, pay 10,000 naira. to get your premium pass to the Essence conference, the physical one. And then if you want to be a part of the exclusive Essence boot camp with myself and our guest trainer, you have to pay 45,000 naira. It is 50,000 naira, but for now, it is 45,000 naira. Okay? So you don't want to miss this for anything at all. You don't want to miss it for anything at all. Think of all that you can get by being a part of this conference and by extension, the Essence Bootcamp. You don't want to miss this, okay? And then if you're a group of 5 and above, we have a ticket for you. We have an offer for you. If you pay as a group for 5 tickets, you get 10% off your tickets, 10% off your total registration fee. All right. And then each member of the group enjoys the full benefits of their respective pass categories. So even if you're paying, this person is paying 50,000, this person is paying 15,000 or 20,000, all of you will get, together, you get 10% off your registration fee, but all of you will get the details that the benefits that are attached to your respective categories. Okay, nobody is being duped here. Then, where do you make this payment to? You pay into this account detail here. If you check the tickets flyer, also the details to send to make your payments is there, but I'm just highlighting it here for you to pay as soon as you can pay. Okay, you can take a screenshot and make your payment. When you're done paying, make sure to confirm the name, please, before you make payment. When you're done paying, send your proof of payment to this number here showing on your screen so that your payments can be confirmed and you'll be onboarded. When we unveil our website and our funnel, it will be easier for you to make payments. As you're paying, you are getting onboarded into the group without anybody being a part of it or without any middle person. Okay, so that is it about the Essence conference. If you are not there on the 1st of June, you'll be missing out on a whole lot. Like, you don't want to be told about the Essence conference. It is different. It is not your regular Aspire to Maguire to Perspire event. No, it is not. This event was the idea was come about because of the plague or the plague. What is it called again? The plague of inauthenticity in our world today. So the idea of everybody just doing the same thing, like everyone is just it's just so neutral. We are doing different things, but we're doing the same thing. So what is it about you? Why should we care about you? What is your essence? What When you enter a room, what is the energy that people feel? If you are not aware, if you go through life so oblivious of what you can give to the world, and at the end of your life, you look back and you see that you didn't do anything worthwhile. You've just been copying so-called mentors and inspirational figures and nothing of your own that you were able to do. That is what Essence is trying to correct. That's regret when you are old. And so that you can, even now that you are here, you can be creative in your own way. You can have the courage to express yourself, even in your organization, in every other thing that you do. Because Essence is you and it shows up in the other things that you do, right? But whether as a parent, whether as a coach, as a teacher, as a content creator, as whatever, as a graphics designer, your essence has to shine through. People need to see your work and say, this is what this person can do. People need to see your writing and say, this is your handwriting. You know, it is very, very important. And I'm so, so glad that I get to champion this cause. So if you really want to get fully into your essence and manifest it powerfully, then this conference is for you. You don't want to miss it for anything in this world. Again, they will have the premium ticket and the gold ticket, 10,000 naira for now and 45,000 naira. By the next session, it is going to be increased. Okay, so get in now that you still can. Thank you everyone for being a part of this. Let me read through your questions or your comments. Chinemerem says, I love the things you would tell your younger version. I love it too. Um, who else is here? We love her. Yes, you have to love Madame Lanley. Like, you just have to. I think this is the right word. I felt her words. They were so real and powerful. Yes, very relatable, right? That is, these are questions that I ask every single person that has come on this show. And if you pay attention, you know that they have been giving different responses, and that is why they are here. There are people that I know are not going to copy people. There are people that I know that are going to give responses based on, from the fullness of who they are. That is why they are here, and I'm so glad that they did not disappoint. They always exceeded my expectations. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's indeed electrifying. I agree. This is electrifying. Everybody's just, all of you is electrocuted though. Thank you everyone for being a part of this. It's already 1 hour and 45 minutes. If you're watching the replay, thank you for being here. Um, I always give people who watch replays their flowers because I don't really know how to do that. But you watch to this end, to this point. So well done. Give me a high five. Thank you, everyone. I will see you next Sunday, same time, same station, 7 p.m. We will having another amazing guest. Amazing guests. Like, amazing guest. Amazing guest. Amazing guest, though. We'll be having an amazing guest next week, Sunday, and it's going to be awesome. By the way, let me use this platform or this opportunity to tell you that my birthday is coming up on Thursday, on the 28th of March. I'll be turning a year older. Well, 27 to be precise. I'll be turning 27 years old. And it's been awesome living life the way I have been living life. It's just beautiful. I'm so thankful for a lot of things. Thankful for the gift of life, for the gift of friends, connections, platforms, the gift of peace, the gift of comprehension. Like, so many things I'm thankful for. So I'm just winding down, just living my last days of 26, and I'm going to make the most of it. So if you want to check my post on Facebook, if you want to maybe gift me something, I have 2 wishes on my Facebook, that I've posted on my Facebook. So you can go to them and to the post I made, and you're going to see my wishes. Okay. Yeah, that's where I'll be during the curtain for today. I'll see you on Sunday, with another amazing guest on the next episode of the Essence Pre-Conference Conversations. Thank you for being here, for being active. Because if I came here and it was just me and my guest talking, we will continue to talk because we have staying power, like our guest said. But you being here and participating really makes it very engaging and makes us know that, okay, what you're saying is valuable, and we know we love what you're saying. We appreciate the value that you're sharing. So thank you for making this easier for me. Thank you for making it easy for me to share the value that I share, to bring the people that I bring on this show. It is not easy to bring them. They have things that they are doing, they have schedules, but they chose to be here to give this value at no cost to you. So thank you very much. Thank you. Those of saying happy birthday. Thank you. Don't forget it is 28th of March. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. I love you too, Omolara. Thank you. All right, everyone. Do have a wonderful night's rest. Okay. And if you're watching the replay, if you're just watching on Facebook, the replay will be available on our YouTube page. Just the Chinaza Favor TV. The Chinaza Favor. That is my name on YouTube, where you can go watch this whole replay. Like I said earlier, this session is not what you just watch once and you've gotten it. You say you've gotten it. You've not really gotten it. There are so many other gems that you missed and you didn't really even realize it. Some of you joined halfway, so you need to even start from the beginning to gain the full context of the value that was shared today. Okay. Yeah. So if the replay will be taken away from Facebook, but will be available on YouTube for you to watch. So make sure to go there and watch the Chinaza Favor is my name on YouTube. All right, everyone, do have a wonderful night's rest. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Okay.